Young Philly was arrested a couple of days ago in Australia for sexual assault charges, which adds yet another celebrity to the long list of public figures who've been exposed recently.
Kids.
Oh, you're gonna hit me through the top?
Hang on a minute.
No, I like the rings on.
Are you sure?
It's just pain, I love it.
Pain, love it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
But this case seems to stand out from the rest. Some well-backed rumors have been going around which state that young Philly is, in fact, innocent and has been set up by his alleged victim. But nevertheless, he's currently stuck in Australia where his public image is being destroyed in real time. And whether he's proven innocent or not, it'll be very hard for him to gain his reputation back in the future. But what exactly happened that landed Philly into this position? And more importantly, do these rumors actually have any proof behind them? Let's take a look. Now, many of you probably know young Philly as a huge British YouTuber who's also a member of the Beta Squad. But Philly is actually far more influential than you may think. He's associated with some of the biggest companies and brands in the world, like Captain Morgan, Adobe, Facebook's Meta, ITV, BBC, and even a charity organisation in England called the Princess Trust. Beyond that, young Philly hosts 2 shows on traditional television, has a podcast with his close friend Chunks, is a big musician with millions of streams, and even has his own Heinz sauce. So Philly is not just another YouTuber, but rather a mainstream celebrity tied to multiple brands and media organizations. So the damage of his current arrest goes far beyond his own career, which raises the stakes of this case to the moon. But let's start from the beginning. What exactly happened prior to his arrest? Well, Philly landed in Australia regarding his music tour and was set to perform multiple concerts around the continent. On the 27th of September, Philly was performing at a nightclub in Perth. And after his performance, Philly found himself a girl from a nightclub who he then proceeded to take back to his hotel room. Now, what actually happened there is unknown as of this moment, but it was in his room where the incident took place. After that, Philly went on with his tour and travelled to his next destination, Brisbane. But unfortunately for him, he was arrested and brought back to Perth, where he was placed under custody.
Andre Felipe Valencia Barrentos, also known as Young Philly, was taken into custody.
But what exactly is he alleged of, and what evidence do they have against him? His allegations are quite serious to say the least, and could land him a sizable extension to his trip to Australia. Young Philly is currently facing 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent and 3 counts of assault, plus another count of impeding a person's normal breathing or circulation by applying pressure to their neck, which basically means strangulation. So, as you can see, Philly's situation is no joke and carries heavy consequences if proven guilty. At a recent court hearing, Philly's prosecutors provided images of the alleged victim's injuries from the incident, which is a solid piece of evidence that Philly will have a hard time battling against. Moreover, police argued that he was a flight risk and could tamper with witnesses, but he was granted bail on the condition he stay in Western Australia, not post about the case on social media, and not contact the alleged victim. So now that you have all the basic facts about the situation, let's dive into what Philly's associates have been saying about the case. And more importantly, what are the rumors that claim Philly to be innocent? After the case went public and spread across the internet like wildfire, almost all the pressure was put on Chunks, a close friend of Philly's and another member of the Beta Squad. Chunks quickly replied with a video message where he stated that since it's an open case, he can't and won't be commenting on it publicly.
Yes, my peoples, like everyone, I've heard the reports coming out of Australia. Whilst I understand many of you want my reaction on it, as this is an ongoing court case, I hope you guys can understand that I can't and won't be commenting on it publicly. So yeah, I've just come on here to basically let you know the reasons as to why I can't. Love.
Which is a smart move from him. But other creators have not been so shy to express their thoughts on it, and their responses have echoed a similar opinion. For example, Fresh from the Fresh and Fit podcast made a response on Twitter or X where he basically stated that he isn't surprised since Philly has always been, quote, too thirsty towards women. ABBA and Preach shared a similar view in their recent video, where they also claim to be speaking on behalf of other creators who they respect very much and who know Philly personally.
So when a lot of the people around you are all saying, I'm not surprised.
Yes.
They're like, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You know, if they would have said this about Chunks.
It's not, oh shit. It's been like, oh.
Yeah.
So as you can see, most people aren't surprised by this incident, as they all say that Philly has always been aggressive towards women. But does this confirm that young Philly is in fact guilty? Well, let's also take a look at what a person who claims to know the victim has to say about the situation. A woman recently uploaded a video to TikTok where she claims to be a friend of the girl who was in contact with the alleged victim during the incident. She starts the video off by claiming that the victim, whose name is being kept private, is in fact a local stripper and sex worker named Emma Burns. She then continues on by saying that young Philly and Emma had a mutual agreement when Philly took her back to his hotel room.
This female is, so everyone's like, who is this mysterious female? This mysterious female is Miss Emma Burns, the one and only stripper and sex worker. Round of applause for Miss Emma Burns, ya sharmuta. So, why am I so annoyed? It's because Emma Burns' friends have come out and they have exposed her. Emma went to the hotel with young Philly and they both had a mutual agreement.
So, until that point, everything was consensual. Now, that alone doesn't prove Philly to be innocent, since he could have easily taken it too far after they went back to the hotel. But what she says next definitely challenges the allegations made against Philly. She goes on by saying that Emma texted her friend that she was having a great time with Philly and asked her to order an Uber for her. And after her friend texted back with the details, Emma replied that she can cancel the ride since she would like to stay a bit longer. Which truly doesn't sound like somebody who's being sexually assaulted. Now, of course, Philly could have forced her to cancel the ride or texted it himself, but we have to remember that they were in a hotel room where Emma could have easily screamed if she was truly being assaulted. But since we don't have all the details, we can't rule out the possibility that she did and nobody heard it. The woman goes on by claiming that since Emma had to ask her friend to book her an Uber, which is relatively cheap, her stripping career wasn't bringing her the success she desired, and therefore used young Philly as a means to make some money, which would be her motive. And moreover, she also claims that Emma has tried to do this to another rapper before but unsuccessfully. She then went on talking about how she herself has been a victim to sexual assault in the past and would never defend a predator, but this time it's different as she's sure of Philly's innocence. But could these rumours actually have any base to them?
I actually know Philly, so at least the people that are watching this can have something based on someone that actually knows him and not people speculating and just know him from seeing him on the internet. I'm not here to say things did or didn't happen. All I'm here to say, to tell you even, is my side of the story. I just want to make a point of, he's never made me feel any pressure.
Well, right now it's hard to say, but we do have a clue which may indicate some sort of proof behind them. You see, Perth is located in Western Australia, and the women in the video claimed to be from another part of the country, but has currently travelled there regarding the case, which could indicate that she is in possession of a solid piece of evidence that she's looking to expose at court. But only time will tell if this truly is the case. And if Philly is proven innocent, he would probably press charges for the damages. What damage? Well, in recent news, Philly has been dropped by almost all of his business partners in the span of a few days. One of the most popular videos he has done with his sidemen has been removed, his upcoming show with the FA has been cancelled, his Heinz sauce has been pulled from production, his ASOS brand deal has been cancelled, his clothing line with Perplex has been pulled, Foot Asylum has announced that they are suspending their contract with Philly, his dating show with Gymshark is being pulled, the Chunks and Philly podcast has been cancelled, and in the future we'll probably see other companies doing the same. So yeah, whether he's proven innocent or not, a lot of damage has already been done. So now the only thing left to do is wait and see how this court case turns out. As of this moment, it's hard to say whether Philly is innocent or guilty, but Philly has to stay in Australia until December at least. Which, in the case of him being proven innocent, just shows how sadly easy it would be for a woman to ruin a man's life by just accusing him of sexual assault. But what do you think? Will young Philly be proven guilty or not?